Hello, thank you everybody. Yeah, this is Tony. I'm Tony. Okay, we always said the best things always comes last. So now the best things is coming. Okay, first one I do the introduction for myself. I'm Tony Huang. I'm the CTO and the co-founder of the Mushiny. Okay, so today we will show some good things and some I think is the better things, good product to share to everybody. Okay. First, who is Mushiny? Mushiny is an integrated robotics warehouse system expert. Why we think we are the expert? Actually, now you see there are a lot of the robotics companies, and a lot of the companies they are comes from the hardware. First, they have a lot of the background in the university. They are do the hardware. They know the mechanism. They know the EE. They know the software, but not all of them comes from the end user, but our team, our company comes from the end user. We know how to use the robotics. We know where to use robotics. We know why we need the robotics. Okay, this is why. This is what the Mushiny. Mushiny, the background is really different from others. Okay, so the company, so Mushiny, we have more than 20 different projects located in global wide, and we from China, but we have a lot. You see, there's 50%. The 50% is means for all of our revenue. We are from overseas, not in China, more than 50%. Now we have in the Australia, in the Korea, in Japan, in Southeast, in Germany, in Europe, in US. All of them have our projects. So totally more than 20 countries. And now we have more. This is the older version. Actually, the patents now is more than 100. Not only nearly 100, it's more than 100. And we have the capability to use how to scheduling and use the robotics more than 1,000 sets in the same time, in the same map we can running. So you see in the global mapping, there's a lot of the red dots. The red dots means we have the project in this country, or we have the office even. Okay, this is our Mushiny, and the goal is use the software to driving all the hardwares, to make the hardwares do the things. Because you always think an automation system or a robotics system, the key, the ghost of the system is the software. We need to know how to use this one. The software is the brand, and the hardware, the robotics is only your feet and your hands. So based on this, you can see there are a lot of different kind of the hardwares. The left is the mix, and here we have the CPU, we have the AMR, we also have the AMR plus the robot arm, we have the conveyor on top of the AMRs. We have the racket can directly move the pallets. This is and also we have a lot of other conveyors or the rolling bars on top of the AMRs. Why we have so many types of the equipment, so many types of the AMRs? Because this is for different use, different purpose. When we do a job, or I can say when we do a project, we always follow is a process. I call it's the OSKKK. What is OSKKK? First one is observation. When we do a project, when we go to a customer's warehouse, when we go to a customer manufacturing site, first we must do the observation. We know what is the current our customer doing, what is their purpose, what they want to do. After the observation, we found the good point, we found some opportunity points, found the improvement rooms. Then, second one, we do the standardization. Standardization means we standardize our customer current process. No matter it's good or not, no matter it's needed improvement or not needed improvement, just the standard. After the standard, then we need to do the optimize. We need to do the Kaizen. Yeah, everybody we know the Toyota, the lean production. It's like we call it Kaizen. First, the Kaizen is Kaizen the process. Because we know the process, we know the purpose, we know the upstream, we know the downstream. And we need to optimize the process. The process can can change a lot, and with the lowest cost. For example, for example, I have a plan. Now today I'm in Chicago. Tomorrow I need to fly. I need to go to New York. The process means I use which way to go to New York. I can drive a bus. I can take a bus. I can take a plane. I can even ride a bicycle. The process is defined. I use which way to go to New York. After I design the process, second one, we need to design the equipment. We call it the Kaizen equipment. Because the equipment is here, we use the car, we use the bus, we use the train, or use the plane. So we can choose. I think maybe now it's the good place, is a good choice, is we take the plane from the Chicago, fly to New York. And the last one is Kaizen the equipment. Today, as you see, there are a lot of the equipment. We can use all kinds of equipment. For example, we can use AMR. We can use the shuttle. We can use mini load. We can use ASRS. Even also, we can use the robot arm to do the job. But it's really we use a different process. We need a different process. We need a different position, and we can define. Last one is we chose the different equipments. And then the last one is we need to Kaizen the layout. The layout means, for example, in a warehouse, you set up the inbound, outbound. Here is the inventory, and you have the working area beside the inventory area. But you use the different kind of equipment. All the equipment need the floor, need the space. So different equipment will need a different space. So then when we finalize the equipment, then we can finalize the layout. Then we can finalize the material flow. So we always do it, we call it the OSKKK. It's observation, standardization, Kaizen process, Kaizen equipment, and the Kaizen layout. So all of this hardware actually is the support. After all the process, we support our purpose. What is our purpose? Our purpose is transfer the pallet. Our purpose is transfer the tote. Our purpose is do the picking, or our purpose is for the inventory. So the different kind of the equipment can support a different purpose. Okay. And for our company, we have a philosophy. Our philosophy is first one is openness. What it means openness? For all of the hardware, we open the protocol, we open the API. So that means everybody can get the equipment by himself, and if he has the programming skill, they can use it by himself. And we open the mechanism developer socket, we open the battery, we open the main controller, all the things. So you can just purchase a hardware as you purchase a cell phone, and you can install the app, or you can add other equipment, add all the mechanism parts to help you to support your purpose. Second one, we are the corporation. What is cooperation? Yeah, first we open, then we want to cooperation with our partners. We don't want to the guy who earn all the money. This is not good. This is not the right things. The right things should be share the benefit, share the profit to everybody. So we provide the hardware, we provide the stage, the platform to everybody, and you can, based on our product, to do the modify, to do the second time upgrading to sales to end customer. And we only earn a little money, and you can get big money, okay? Last one is win-win. Yeah, same, just like I said. We want to the win-win, not the one win, one lose. This is not one way, not a good way. It cannot keep a long term. Okay, and then that is our company's information. And today, I will show you one of our products. This is Tier 2 now, because you know I'm the CTO. I always get new products. And Tier 2 now, this is, I think, is the best one. It's my baby. Okay, first we see one video. Okay. Okay, yeah, that is our product. We call it mix. Why we call it mix? Because we mix the inventory size. Originally, we know, for example, the mini load, the shuttle, we use the tote. And the product size is limited by the tote. If you have the product, the SKU, the size oversized, more than the one tote the size, you need to separate to inventory. And the separate to do the job, and the separate to do the picking, and finally, you need to put from the shuttle and from the manual another process to put it together. But here, you can mix the inventory size. You can make big one, small one, you can inventory at the same place. It's easy for your next process. Second one, we mix the rack types. The rack, we can use the tote racks, we can have the pallet racks, we can have the layer racks, we can have a lot of the cotton box, the racks. All of the racks can support mixed together. You can put all kinds of the SKUs. Third one is we mix the picking process. We can picking like the Kiva stair. You need to cleanse the stair and to picking the top one. You can pick by case picking. You can take by unit picking. And you can pick at the station. It's more economic, all of these. So we call it mix, okay? Because we mix a lot of things. We call it all-in-one. Second one, for the mixed system, we call it the efficiency. Why is the efficiency? First one, you can see the first joy, the first picture, high productivity. We have two circles running both the left side and the right side. The operator stand in front of the station. There's two ping pong system. They're picking one left and then pick from right one by one. So no need waiting for the totes. And the throughput of the totes, normally, we can go to 600 totes an hour per station. This is much enough for the operator. And if the operator, we need a lot of the picking lines, and the picking line the quantity is higher, we can even sometimes one picking station only have one. The left side we call it a tote picking device. You can only add one tote picking device. Second one is the storage. The efficiency, the storage means high utilization of the floor space. You know, for the normally, for example, for the mini load or for shuttle, we have the single dip or double dip. The double dip only means one ice, and their left hand we have two totes, right hand have two totes. And if I use just as shown in the picture, there are 4 shelves inside of in the same place, and if convert, you know, it will be not double. It's 4 tips. So this left, the first shelf is double tips. In the middle, the second shelf, another double tips. So we go to the 4 tips. It's more high density of the inventory. The accuracy, yeah, the accuracy everybody know, because in the for the operator picking, all the toes is in front of him, and the only one he can choose. Because although there are 2 toes in front of him, but the system will show you need to pick the material from which tote. And if the operator make a mistake, they get the material from the wrong totes. There's one light curtain, and the system will alarm and will tell the operator, no, you chose the wrong tote. So it's to make sure the accuracy, and not only make sure get the right SKU, also we have to make sure the right quantity. Below the picking station, there's one weight. We always is keeping weight the tote. So after the picking, for example, the 5 or 6 one, and we know the mass data, we know for each one, the weight of this one. So system will automatically to calculate after the operator pick 5, the weight of the tote should be reduced to how much, and the weight will check it's right or not. Also can double confirm you pick the right quantity. Okay, so use these 3 methods we make sure the efficiency, the operator will not waiting, the storage, the floor space utilization will be high efficiency, and the accuracy also will be very good. And here, second one is the safety. We always, the safety is the first priority. First one is ergonomic, because the station, the height of the station is followed by the ergonomic. The people is no need to climb the stairs, no need get the too lower. So it's the ergonomic, it's friendly for our operator. Second is the safety checks. The safety checks is both safety for the operator and safety for the product, because we have the light curtain and the weight things on just in the picking station. So once the operator, the hand, put inside of the station will not move. The tote will not move, just stopped. And the second one is once the operator pick the product from the tote, one of our goods is too higher over than the tote, the limitation, also will trigger the light curtain, and the system also will block it. Because we want to keep the high, how to say, the high density of in each shelf. The gap between tote only 20 millimeters. That means only less than 1 inch, the gap. Okay, so this is for safety, both the operator and for the goods. Second one is weight balancing. This is the rack. The shelf is too high. It's 3.7 meters and have 10 layers, total 60 totes in one shelf. And use the AMR to move the so high shelf to moving, and the speeder can go to 1.8 meters per second. This is a very fast speeder. So it will have the shake and even the fall down of the shelf. So we have the weight balance algorithm. All the heavy parts will go to the bottom, and the light one is go to the up. And if the system detects the weight, the heavy one is go to the top, they will slow down the AMR and then move the shelf to the picking station. Let the tote, the pickers device, to rebalance the weight of the shelf. To move the heavy one from up, move to down, and let the light one from the down to up. This is, we have the algorithm and have the system to automatically to balance all the shelf, the weight. Okay. Another one is we call it smart. Smart is first one. In the behind of the tote picking device, there are 42 tote buffers there. In there, what is the purpose of this 42 the tote buffers? First one, we know in the warehouse for all the SKUs, there are some type of, we call it type A, type B, or type C. It's different popularities, yeah. And for example, there are one type C product. The type C product is the total 1 day, the shipment, the total volume is just need 1 tote. Now, if I not put in the buffer area, I put in the shelf. That means every time we have the order, we need this SKU. I need to send an AMR to the inventory area and move the shelf from the inventory area to the picking station. After picking, the tote back to the shelf and use the AMR send back to the inventory area. But I have this buffer. Some SKUs no need to keep in the inventory area. Just keep in the station. Just keep in the buffer area. When the order is come, very easy. No need AMR do any jobs. Just this the picking device get the tote from top, move to the picking the conveyor, and the operator do the pick job. After the pick job, the tote back to the buffer area. Then it can reduce the AMR, the investment, can reduce the AMR quantity. And the second, the buffer, the purpose is sometimes when it's a heavy tote move to the station, we need to do the picking. And after the picking, the tote, the weight be light. Be light, and now there's the shelf in front of the station is, how to say, is no suitable position for this tote. I will temporarily move the tote on the buffer area And then after I get this one, I will move the second shelf count. If it is suitable, I will move to put it into the shelf. So the buffer, there are two purposes. And the second, we have the popularity, the algorithm. This algorithm can help the system automatically do the consolidation. By the hot product moved nearby the station, and the cold one far away from the station, can saving the AMR quantities. And all the consolidation and the population is automatically calculation. It's by system itself. No need a manual to do any jobs. Second, the third one is the R2 consolidation. Yeah. For example, this warehouse is not 24 hours running. During the night shift, the people, now is the day off, they can go back to sleep. But for the machine is no need to sleep. So we can use the machine the time, the night shift time, let them to do some jobs. Because the next day, all the orders we already know, and we know the history for each SKU, the popularity. So based on this one, we can assign the AMR first, assign the AMR to move the shelf with the hot SKUs, move nearby to the station, and the cold one far away. Secondly is we can arrange all the totes in the shelf. We can make sure this shelf, all the totes are hotter, all the hot SKUs, and the whole shelf is the cold SKUs. And the cold SKU, the shelf, we can move into the double dip. You see, we show the double dip, the density of the inventory area. It can help you to trade off. One is utilization of the floor space, and also you cannot increase a lot of AMRs. We can do a very good balance. Okay, so this is we call it the smart. Okay, we go to the mix. What the mix can bring to you? We have a background. First one is better return, better ROI. Compared to, we call it the traditional automation equipments. It can saving 50% of the investment. It's really a cheap one. You can use it very frequent, easy, and it's very flexible. You can, if you need more inventory capacity, you just add the shelf, add the tote. It's very simple. You can anytime to increase your inventory capacity. If you want to increase the throughput capacity, just add the AMR, just add the station. And the throughput capacity and the inventory capacity is separated. Not as we call it the traditional automation, it's the fixed the inventory and fix the throughput. We can one by one to increase or decrease. It's very easy and very fast to do this one. So it's very cheap, get a very good ROI. Second one is a high storage rate. Compared to the traditional, we can say it's a traditional manual warehouse or what, it can go to the 4 times compared to the manual warehouse, the storage rate. And if we compare to the normal, we call the Kiva style, even we can double the inventory capacity. And the picking rate, the picking accuracy, sorry, here is a mistake, not a hit rate, it's the picking accuracy. We can go to the 99.99%. Almost they can always write. Third one is go to the greater the throughput capacity. Yeah, the throughput capacity because we use more economic stations, and we can go through the 600 totes per hour go through the picking station. So the operator will never meet the situation is the people waiting the tote. So it can really a great improve our the picking efficiency. Normally it can be 4 or 5 times compared to original one. And the last one is the fuel handling time. We have the buffer area. The buffer area, after the calculation and we have some simulation, it can saving 5% of the AMR investment, at least, because it really depends on your SKU, the inventory structure, and your order structures. But normally, we can say, generally speaking, we can reduce the 5% of the investment with this the 42 buffer partitions. Yeah. Okay, so this is, we think, the mix can bring you what? And the good point. Okay, so for our machining, the vision is make the world a better place. We want to let the boring job in the warehouse can replaced by people, by equipment, not by human. The human, we can do some more interesting things, can do some more creative things. Okay, this is the vision. Okay, this is today, yeah, I want to share. And if you want to get the more detailed information, you can visit our website, you can email to us. Also, you can visit our booth, just there. It's very near here, maybe 20 meters, okay. I will wait you at my booth.